On the Road, Chapter 6, Continuity. The train was going at least 45 miles an hour and swaying accordingly. Frank and Ray went to their rooms for a nap after breakfast. Care for a smoke and chat, Sam? I actually was. I was curious about what space was like. What is space like? He pulled out a bottle of cognac. This is from 1945, nearly 100-year-old bottle. I stole it while in Boston. Want some? I usually wasn't a drinker, but now it seemed like a good time. Sure, pour me a healthy portion. I pulled out a glass from my cabinet, and he poured me half a glass. Space is terrifying, alluring, yet utterly foreign, and the final resting place of many a dead astronaut or cosmonaut. It's where I thought I'd die. When my ship turned off, I tried to open the airlock, yet it was locked. I had accepted my fate and actively seeked it out. It seemed better than burning to death. He seemed to chuckle at that last point. More of a desperate admittance than actual joy. Are you glad you survived? His expression was conflicted. To have met y'all and become friends? Absolutely. To live and fight in this hellish world? No, not at all. I pulled out a Cuban for James and lit him up. I could tell he was just rooting through his own Pandora's box. Is there anything I can do besides listen? He had to visibly think for a moment. A hug? I could easily do that. So I hugged him because he clearly needed and wanted it. He let out a large sigh without tears. I could tell he was still a bit numb from his confession. I sat back down in my chair while James opened the window, letting in some cool yet refreshing air. Feeling a bit better. I really do appreciate you just letting me talk. While he talked, I gained lots myself. Well, I learned more about you, so thank you as well, my friend. He smiled and asked how I liked my coffee. Oat milk and no sugar. Extra oat milk, thanks. James fumbled around in the kitchen, and I heard the steaming of a steam wand, and the all-too-familiar screech as the foam was formed. I had never worked at a cafe, but my Kev had. He taught me all the tips and tricks of the trade. The cups were brought out on a metal serving tray by James. I took one sip and was in heaven. How'd you learn to make a cup this good? He just smiled sheepishly while sipping his drink. Okay, fine. Everyone needs some secrets. Where on earth did you get these skills from? My God, this is the best cup of coffee ever. He just smiled, and my ploy of kindness worked. James actively smiled, and a tear or two fell from his eyes as he stood by the window. I saw the tears in the reflection. I stood with my cup and stood next to James. The countryside just blurred. Two souls enjoying the moment of relatively quick, quiet contemplation and relief before the eventual hardships yet unseen. Now stay tuned for Chapter 7, Welcome Home, coming up soon. Okay, bye, love y'all, choo-choo.